Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Thursday, January 16th. I can't believe we're halfway through the month of January already. Boy, it's going fast. Um, I want to catch up. I want to say hello to everyone today. Please, if you are out there, when you come in, please tell us where you're from so I can tell people where you are. So, I want to say that today is all about going to review where we are today and how we want to move forward. It is amazing how this has all changed for 2025. If you were here last week, you heard me talk about all the things that changed since 2019 in the past 5 years that have built up over time. So, why does Q1 matter so much? And we're going to tackle that today. First, a quick update. I did tell you last week that yes, I did put together a goal, not a New Year's resolution, to do a half marathon with my daughter in October, the Detroit International Marathon. It's funny, it goes across from Detroit to Canada, over, we run a bit in Canada and then come back again. So we have to have passports and everything for this marathon. But we're doing a half marathon, and what's making it different for me this year, last year in 2024, when I did the Big Sur marathon, I walked it. This time I am going to run it, and I haven't run a marathon. I don't know how long. It's been a long time. So, I've been doing my runs. I am running, going out 4 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, uh, kind of interchanging right now. Runs with run and jog mix with just a walk, trying to get that together. So I am moving on my goals. So let's do more of that. So today, I want to talk to you about 2025. Did you read my blog last week? Last week, we talked about how things have built up to 2025. This week, we talked about how leaders are in uncharted territory. Today, we're taking those ideas off the page and into action. This live stream is helping you navigate Q1 with clarity and purpose, and by the end, you'll have clear set of moves to lead your team and tackle this year's challenges. So let me check in and see what's going on. We What you can expect today is we're going to talk about why Q1 is so critical, and we're going to walk you through 4 key leadership pivots to help answer your biggest questions and move you along the way. So, why does Q1 look like a pressure cooker? Because the foundation for the entire year. Start strong, you'll build momentum. Start sloppy, and you'll spend the rest of the year playing catch up. So, Q1 is very important. So, let's talk about what's going on in your Q1 this year. What I'm hearing from many people, we're just getting back from holidays and trying to warm up, but it's already January 16th. You can't use that excuse anymore. Don't sugarcoat it. Your team is still tired, and so are you. If we don't address it, it will be burnout that will be dragging down engagement for the rest of the year. And it'll be harder and harder to pick it up. So, we're going to talk about that today, um, and move you forward. So, let's talk about pivots. What does it take to pivot? Well, first, most Leaders skip reflection and then wonder why they're stuck in reaction mode. Well, here's how to break the cycle. In my book, I introduce the concept of introspection and extrospection. First, look inward of what's working for you and what's not working. In introspection, we look at your strengths, your weaknesses, what's going on. Um, we all have different voices in our head that are telling us different things, sometimes not right things to move forward. How do we work with those? How do we get over those? How do we move those forwards? So think of this as your leadership pit stop, and you're running on fumes all year if you skip this. So look at introspection, what's going on. Extrospection is now taking that and looking at how you are aligned with everything that's going on around you. How well are you connecting with your people? How well are you connecting to your company? Are the values of your organization and culture aligning with you? These are things in extrospection that we need to talk about to understand how things are going. Now, if things are aligned, then yes, things go much smoother. When things are out of alignment, we start feeling that. Out of alignment, we go home much more tired, trying to figure things out. What went wrong? This is all about that. Let me tell you, I do a talk often for different organizations and platforms. And one person that I talk about is a CEO. We're going to call him Mark. I call him Mark in my speeches, but his name was different. And basically, he is all about the numbers because his board is on him to make the numbers happen. Um, but he started doing more and more time at work. He started doing more nights and more weekends until the point where his wife says to him, Mark, you're never home. And even when you're home, you're really not home. You're always thinking about work. And this kind of hit him hard because when he was young, his dad made all his games. Mark has two children. He could tell you their birthdays at the time. So he came to me and we talked and we put this together. We looked at what was working for him, what was not working for him, how he works with his company, and so on. And it really totally changed how he works. Actually, his numbers went up with less time in the office. Imagine that. It's kind of counterintuitive. He was now using his team the way they should be used, moving them up, teaching them how to do things. And now he never misses date night on Thursday nights. And he told me a few weeks back that time with his wife on date nights weekly brings him more clarity than a week-long meeting with his board. So introspection and extrospection is important. So that's one pivot. Take a look around at what's going on. Um, Action. Block out 1 hour this week and reassess your goals, your priorities, and team alignment. Right? So look inward. What's working, not working. Look outward. What's happening with your team and environment. Block out 1 hour this week to reassess your goals and priorities and the team alignment. Now, once you do that, number two, you can't lead your team without a clear destination. If you don't know where you're going, how do they? I'm working with another organization and we're talking about the idea of a shared vision. And the leader said to me, well, they know what our vision is. I tell them my vision all the time. Well, that's good. You need to have the vision. I talk to leaders about crafting a vision story, not a vision statement. A vision statement is one of those two-line, touchy-feely things that almost 50 different companies can use. A vision story is a story of the day in your life 1 year from now, 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, whatever is the time frame you want to use. Now, I have an exercise, or what I call an experiment, called Postcard from the Future. Imagine that you're 1 year from today. What does that look like? What does it look like when you walk into the office or you turn on your Zoom? Or maybe because you have done so much so well, you are on the beach this winter having a nice umbrella drink, getting a nice tan, and you're thinking about all the things that you accomplished and how you did it. Now, take that, write a postcard to yourself a year ago. So your future self is writing a postcard to your present self. What would you write? What would you put in it? That's putting together your vision. What does success look like, and how did you get there? In in as if it already happened. Think of it like setting your GPS, and without it, everybody else is in reactive mode, driving in circles. So again, if you can't lead a team without a clear destination. Actually, no, let's rephrase that a little bit. You cannot lead a team without a clear destination. If you don't know where you're going, how can they? Think of it as setting your GPS. Without it, everybody else is driving in circles. So put together your Q1 priorities and a vision for the year and start talking to your team in simple, clear ways that they understand it. If you want to do a shared vision exercise, come talk to me. Um, Let me put up for you a if you want to come and chat to me about any of this, here's a QR code that will get you to my calendar, and you can chat with me, no sales speak at all. And we can talk about how we can move you forward this year in 2025. I'm talking about moving forward in 2025. I want to let everyone know I am hosting a leadership retreat in Napa Valley, April 23 through 25. It's going to be only 12 people. I'm setting up a website that you can go look at the information. It will be in Napa Valley in a small boutique hotel where there's only 40 rooms. We'll be backing up against a vineyard. You'll be able to walk out there. We have fire pits and other stuff to make our breakout sessions so nice, not just sitting in the back room of a Hilton or something. It's going to be exciting. Only 12 people. And the goal of the retreat is for each person, you, to write your plan for you, written by you for you, with the help of 11 other leaders like you. More actionable, intimate, impactful. You want to know about it? Call me up. We'll set up some time. So we talked about introspection and extrospection and storyboarding your future. Well, now it's about putting that together. Alignment. Alignment isn't just a buzzword, it is the key to momentum. When everyone's rowing in the same direction, progress follows. When we don't have that shared vision and people are rowing in different ways, chaos happens. You feel like you're spinning your wheels and you're going nowhere. So, we want to create a kickoff meeting for Q1, right? You have your vision, create a kickoff meeting, make it short, interactive, and focused. It's about clarity, not just dragging everyone to the next long meeting that they don't want to go to. This will be short and interactive. This would be a great place to do a vision exercise with your whole group and get everyone aligned into the same place. Now, alignment with your team is not a one off thing. This is another thing that happens with so many organizations. They say it's just one thing. We did this. We're all aligned. Pizza party, have some beers. We're all good. No, it's a regular thing. So you're going to have to schedule regular check ins to keep that alignment on track. People start moving in different directions. So that alignment, that vision helps create decision making to know what's in and outside those parameters. It keeps your team focused, it keeps your team aligned, but it's something that you have to do all the time to keep everyone moving in the same direction. I've had an organization, one time I was doing work for Cisco, and we had a whole bunch of teams. We're doing agile software development. We had 2 week sprints. And at the end of every 2 weeks, we got together with all the leaders um, to talk about where their team was and where they're going. And I'm coaching the senior director that's driving all this. And each of these sprint meetings, we are each leader gets up, puts up their spreadsheet, and talks about where they are and what they have accomplished. And they're supposed to be done with this project in 6 more sprints. And on the side, I'm going to the leader. This isn't going to happen. This is not going to happen in 6 sprints. I am talking to the teams. I'm seeing what they're doing. Um, this will take longer than 6 sprints. And he said, no, 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 no. I trust my people. We're good. We're good. We're good. Well, it came to sprint number 5, right? The sprint before was supposed to end. Same thing. Every team's talking about what they have accomplished, but they're never talking about how close they're getting to the goal. And finally, they said, okay, we looked at it. We need 6 more sprints. Not that one or two. We're not, we need at least 6 more. And really, I looked at it, they probably needed more like 12. So I pulled the leader aside and I said, okay, look at it this way. This just cost you $5 million. Your team took $5 million away from you. And he's like, what do you mean? What do you mean he took $5 million? Well, the thing is this, I did kind of a back of the napkin math, right? And I said, okay, you have this many teams. This is the average salary per person. You add that all up, plus, loaded costs because we pay for HR and we pay for IT support and real estate. This is when we were still in offices. Put that all together, $5 million for 6 sprints. Never mind the amount of money opportunity loss by not having the product out 6 months earlier. We're not even counting that. $5 million. And he turns around and he says, so what? We always run late. No problem. The thing is, without that type of tracking, without that type of alignment, you as a leader can't make decisions. If he had known this earlier on, he could set expectations. He might have changed scope. He might have changed some different things around. He could have made all kinds of decisions. And this was taken away from him. So alignment. And the big thing here was every leader had a different spreadsheet. They were not reporting quite on the same thing, but one common thing is they reported on what they have done, but they never reported on how close they're getting to the goal. Alignment, shared vision, regular check ins. It's good to have regular check ins, but without the alignment, it doesn't work. So, summary on this one: alignment isn't just a buzzword, it is the key to momentum. And when everyone's rowing in the same direction, progress follows. So, have a kickoff meeting with your team, make it short, interactive, and focused. It's about clarity, not dragging everyone to another long meeting. Have regular check ins to keep alignment on track. That's pivot number three. Pivot number four: experiment, learn, adapt. If you looked at my book, listened to a lot of things I'm talking about, experimenting is what it's about for leaderships. You want to thrive in 2025? It's not about the perfect plan. It's about learning how to adopt. Let me show you how to do this. This is extremely important in our fast paced world. You can't plan your way out of chaos. You have to test, learn, and pivot. And the more often you do that in small feedback loops, the better you will be able to manage in this chaos. This is what adaptability is about. Now, when we talk about experiment, I use the word experiment all the time. We actually do experiments all the time. How often do you say, well, we're going to try this and see how it works? Oh, we're going to do a pilot and see how that works. Okay, fine. That is an experiment. But when we use the word experiment, it kind of puts some context around it. That if we're going to experiment, um, what are we looking for? What's a hypothesis? A hypothesis is nothing more is saying that I believe that if I do this, the thing we want to try, I'm going to get that, the goal I want to get to. I believe if I have everyone at on that team in Cisco using the same reporting mechanism, that the different teams will be more aligned. Well, how do we try that out? Well, we do it. We try it out. We put it in one place. We have everybody report the same way. Did it help us better? Did it does the cross team alignment and cross dependencies become much more apparent? Yes or no? If it didn't, then what's the next experiment? If it did, okay, let's keep it. Or often it's somewhere in between. So you can keep some pieces and add to that experiment and then pivot a little bit more. So it's about trying something small that can happen really fast and you can have objective results, not subjective results. Try a new meeting structure, try a new tool. Progress beats perfection. So here's your action for this move. Um, Encourage your leaders to run one small experiment in Q1 to improve team dynamics. So, summary: pivot number four is experiment, learn, and adapt. Want to thrive in 2025? It's not about perfect plans, it's about adapting fast. Don't plan your way out of chaos. Test, learn, pivot. Try something small, like a new meeting, and see how it works. Progress beats perfection. Encourage your leaders to run one small experiment in Q1 that will improve team dynamics. That means January, February, March. End of March, you see if that experiment worked or not. Okay, here is another piece. We're going to be coming to an end here. So I love to understand what is your biggest leadership challenge this quarter. Drop it in the comments. I love to help you tackle it. You can Also, go to this QR code that I have up in the corner here, and that will allow you to set up a 30-minute no sales call with me, and we could talk about what your challenges are, what's stopping you. Let's say the top three things that are holding you back, the one thing that you could do to move forward. This is a free leadership strategy call, no sales. I encourage you to take advantage of it. So, what's going to be your Q1 pivot? Pivot. Your Q1 pivot is going to define your entire year. What's your next move? We're going to reflect and reassess. Start with clarity. Reflect and reassess where you are to start with clarity. Storyboard your future and get focus with less effort. Align your teams to build momentum. Learn, experiment, adapt. Progress is better than perfection. We never reach perfection. Progress. So, if you're feeling stuck, let's chat and I'll help you craft your Q1 pivot. Next week, we're going to dive into building resilience around your leadership experiments. Don't miss it. I look forward to hearing from all of you.